Every single marketer dreams of it, right? That one campaign that doesn't just hit its targets, but completely blows them out of the water. So how do you actually get there? Well, it's a little bit of art, a little bit of science, and a whole lot of planning. Today, we're going to break down the blueprint for that million-dollar success.
So, what is the secret sauce? Is it just having a massive budget, or maybe creating something that goes viral? This is the question that keeps marketers and founders up at night. And honestly, it's exactly what we're here to unpack.
Okay, so here's the thing. The answer isn't some single magical secret. It's actually a clear, actionable blueprint for success. We're going to walk through this entire framework in 3 distinct phases, taking you all the way from the initial strategy to the final post-campaign analysis. So, let's dive right in. All right, first up is phase 1, laying the foundation. And this is so important. You can't build a massive, successful campaign on a shaky strategy. It's just like trying to build a skyscraper on sand. It's just going to collapse. These first few steps are absolutely non-negotiable if you want to succeed.
So first, you have to nail down the absolute essentials. Step 1, what's your goal? And I mean a specific business outcome you're trying to achieve. Step 2, what's your budget? How much can you actually invest to make this happen? And finally, step 3, know your product or service inside and out. I mean, what makes it truly special? You've got to understand its core value before you can even think about communicating it to anyone else.
Okay, foundation is set. Now for phase 2, building the creative engine. This is the fun part. This is where we take that solid strategy and start building the campaign that people will actually see and interact with. It's where your plan becomes real, something tangible.
So, this creative engine, it's built from a few key parts, right? You've got your ad copy, which has to be compelling enough to stop someone in their tracks. You need powerful imagery that can tell a story in a split second. And then there are all the other campaign assets, things like videos, landing pages, that all have to work together to create this one seamless experience. These aren't just boxes you tick off a list. They are literally your tools for making a real emotional connection with your audience.
And that brings us to maybe the most critical piece of the puzzle. Targeting. Look, you could have the most amazing, award-winning creative in the history of advertising, but if you show it to the wrong people, it is a complete and total waste of money. Reaching the right people at the right time with the right message, I know it sounds like a marketing cliche, but it is the absolute key to making every single dollar count. It's the difference between your message resonating with someone or just flat out annoying them.
And here's a perfect example of that in action. Let's talk about the call to action, the CTA. On one hand, you have a weak one, like learn more. It's so vague, right? It's basically asking the user to do more work to figure out what's going on. But then you have a strong one, like download your free template. See the difference? It offers immediate value. It tells you exactly what you're going to get and exactly why you should click. It's direct, it's compelling, and most importantly, it actually drives action. And that strong CTA leads us to the real game changer, what we call the irresistible offer. This is the thing that makes your audience feel like they have to say yes. It's not just a small discount. We're talking about an offer so good, so perfectly in tune with what they need, that it feels like a total no-brainer. I mean, think about Spotify's offer when they first launched. All the music in the world, for free, and totally legal. How could you say no to that? That is what separates a pretty good campaign from a truly great one.
All right, now for our final phase, launch, learn, and optimize. The planning is done, the creative is built, but guess what? The work is far from over. This is where the campaign actually goes live and we start gathering that priceless, real-world data to make it even better.
A successful launch doesn't just happen. It follows a really clear timeline. First, you build up that pre-launch buzz to get people excited. Then you have the big launch itself. But it doesn't stop there. You have to do those crucial mid-campaign check-ins to see what's working and what's not. And finally, you wrap it all up with a deep post-campaign analysis to capture all those lessons for the next time around.
And this next point, oh man, it's so important, I can't even stress it enough. Test your darn links. Seriously, all the amazing strategy and creative in the world means absolutely nothing if a broken link stops a customer from giving you their money. Before you go live, you have to test every single link, every button, every single part of that user journey. Please, whatever you do, do not skip this step.
And finally, let's talk about reporting. Because effective reporting isn't just a giant spreadsheet full of numbers. It's about turning that data into actual intelligence. So for every metric you track, you need to find the insight, the so what behind the number. And then from that insight, you define a concrete action. This is how you stop guessing and you start making smart, data-driven decisions that actually improve your performance.
Phew. So, we've walked through the entire blueprint, right? From the foundational strategy all the way to the final analysis. The big question is, what do you do with all this information now? Well, let's just recap that framework one last time to lock it in.
Just remember these 3 core phases. Phase 1, you lay the foundation with a rock-solid strategy. Phase 2, you build the creative engine for execution. And Phase 3, you launch, learn, and optimize through analysis. Strategy, execution, analysis. That's it. That's the blueprint for success.
And that brings us to the final and, honestly, the most important question of all. Because this isn't just about learning something new. It's about doing something with it. So as you look at this entire blueprint, I want you to ask yourself which one of these points, if you really focused on improving it, would have the biggest impact on your very next campaign. Because that is your first step to building your own $1 million success story.